I don't know what it is with me and appointments. I don't know why. Like I'll book and then I don't show up. Then I show up on a different day and I'm just constantly.
I demand my time.
Who else should I go and demand the time from? Yvonne. Eh?
Well, because I think you feel too comfortable.
When I come to JNISSI.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like you're home. You just come in, walk straight to the office. Why is Yvonne? Why is Yvonne? Why is Yvonne? And then
when I'm the client, I'm like, why is Yvonne? Why is Yvonne? No, but I think that I've never probably gotten the chance to probably thank you for what you did for my skin. And, a lot of people feel like it happened overnight, as in they think that I've always looked this way. But I remember my first time when I walked into JNISSI, I think Sandra brought me.
yes.
And I had this horrible spot on my face. And I remember you were just like, you're so calm about it. Said, oh, no, this is something that we can do. It's fine. You have to be consistent, though. And that's the secret to skincare, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been a pleasure looking after you. We become like friends.
Yeah.
Like I said, you feel comfortable when you come to JNISSI.
Yeah.
And yes, the consistency and, listening to the things that you need to do.
Right.
A lot of people will come in and even buy what they need, but they won't even use it consistently, because I know that you love your products and you're like on it all the time. All the time.
And, funny story, before I came to JNISSI, I was already buying the products that you sell. And, the thing is, I just bought them because, I heard about it and I knew that it was good. But then I didn't know the specific ones for my skin.
Yeah.
So, obviously these are some of the things that you get from, seeing a skincare specialist and, making sure that you're following instructions. Because there's so many products that I had that I didn't even need.
Yeah.
You're like, no, you don't need that. No, you don't need that. You need this. And I was thinking, okay, so I wasted money.
Yeah.
And that's what the mistake a lot of us make. We see the adverts on TV, or we speak to somebody and the person says, I use this product. Yeah, I'm running when I get it. But there's no one size fits all when it comes to skincare, is it?
It's not. And people would read about a product and it sounds nice to them. And so they think, okay, this sounds nice. This may work for me, but it's probably not what your skin needs at all. It's like when your skin is going through sensitivity and you want to fix it. When your skin is sensitive, it goes dry as well.
Mm-hmm.
So people want to be aggressively maybe exfoliating their skin because it's feeling dry from the sensitivity. And then that gets it worse. And there's so many things on the market that you can get hold of.
Yeah, but how important, in your opinion, is, having a dermatologist or a skincare specialist in, especially a woman's, in fact, in a person's life?
I think just like brushing your teeth every day, skincare is also very important. Because, every day you're aging, you're growing, you're dealing with the environmental stress, the sun, the rain, dust, pollution, smoke, everything is in the air. And always, we're all covered. Yeah, you're covered enough, but your face has to deal with all this stress.
Your face is never covered. That's interesting.
Your face is always out there dealing with everything. Yeah. So having a dermatologist or a skincare therapist in your life it's a necessity, really, if you're really serious about your skincare.
Yeah.
And they have to be local, because I see a lot of people say, my dermatologist is in the US, and I went to the UK. And they don't know the weather here, the stresses you have to do. Yeah. So when you travel, maybe the weather is different and you buy your stuff that suits that weather. And when you come to Accra, extreme weather conditions can turn your skin upside down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Your dermatologist is not there, but if they are local, you can just go to them and say, Yvonne, Joselyn, this, that.
Yeah.
So yes, it is very important to have this if you are really serious about your skin and anti-aging.
Yeah, you've been around. You're quite seasoned when it comes to the skincare thing, right? So I said here a few days ago that this generation is now more aware when it comes to skincare, and like you're saying, just like brushing your teeth, it should be something that you should be, it should be part of your routine.
Yeah.
I have friends who will say, I've never had a facial in my life before, and they're actually very proud saying that. And we have okay skin, good skin. But then let's talk about how skincare has evolved over the years. You know, you've been in this industry for a long time. 10 years ago, this isn't the craze.
No,
This isn't what it was before.
at all. I mean, before you would just do your cleansing and your moisturizing and maybe sunscreen. But
Even that, it wasn't even that popular.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't at all. And even those days, that sunscreen had a hue in there, which wasn't so suitable for the dark toned person.
Right.
So when you put on your sunscreen, you've got this white or gray hue on your face and it looks so weird. Crazy.
Yeah.
Like when you put your foundation on top of that, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But now, you know, you can have this, like we have so many different types of sun creams. There are ones for like older people, younger people, even for the young, like teenage people who are starting, you know, with skincare.
Yeah.
And also there's new things like retinols and retinoids.
So wait, these things were not even there before, were they? Or is it something
That they were there, but it was for the rich and famous, like people really up there
Yeah.
have these things. So you can get it from maybe Chanel or,
Yeah.
you know, Estee Lauder, those olden brands who are still around,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
but now you can have, like, it's so easily accessible. As you know, you can just go on the internet
Yeah.
and then what? Somebody's selling it somewhere and then you buy it.
You buy it. Yeah.
Things have become so easily accessible that in a way is good, but it's also bad because people are getting hold of things that they shouldn't touch. Okay, so yes, it has evolved so much, and skincare treatments also has come a long way.
Yeah.
Yes, has come a lot, because before it would be just a facial.
Facial.
Okay, just a facial.
I remember growing up, my mom used to go to the salon and I'll go with her and she'd get like threading and then she'd get a facial and then she'd get a manicure and pedicure and that was it.
Yeah.
But now when you go to like all these spas and stuff, it's like, it's a whole day up there. It's almost like,
Yeah.
you know,
You have your chemical peels, your exfoliating treatments, your laser treatments, your needling treatments.
how safe are all these things?
Well, I think that in the safe hands and on the right type of skin condition, it's very safe. Because if you go in, for example, something to do with pigmentation, and a lot of people think when it is pigmentation, you have to be aggressive. But pigmentation is very stubborn and very tricky to deal with. So if you have pigmentation, you rather have to like speak to the right person who understands what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
The person doing the treatment must understand what they're dealing with so that they can advise you accordingly. So, for example, somebody can come in and they have like now sorbet, for example, and they come to you and tell me, I want a chemical peel. No, you don't want a chemical peel.
Because your skin is already burned. It's already peeled. That's like,
Red, raw, the sorbet coming up.
Yeah.
It's like red.
yeah,
And they'll be like, I want something to peel my skin.
to take it off.
Yes, my face
Instant.
to be like Joselyn Dumas. And I'm thinking, if I parents, your parents. I mean, I don't say that to them. I think in my head, it's genetics.
Yeah.
You're not that person. And okay, you bent your skin. So that was, by the way, you bent your skin. The best thing to do is to allow it to repair itself. The skin is,
And the skin does repair itself.
you have to give it time. And I said to them, you're going to go dark. It's not because I did something or the product I gave you, but the fact that you're not using the products that makes your skin fair, your skin will go back to normal. And I'll ask the specific question. Say, for example, you didn't come to me, you stopped using your cream. What will happen in 2 weeks? Yeah, my skin will go dark. I said, exactly. So if I give you something and you stop using what you're using and your skin may go dark, it doesn't mean that the new products are making you darker, but it's rather because you have come off what was causing the problem.
And your skin is now...
It's going back to normal.
Yeah.
You know, and people are concerned, people say I look dark. They actually will say that.
Yeah.
They are concerned about what people are going to say.
Yeah.
They are forgetting that they are damaging their skin just to keep up appearance.
Do you think we're more vain now more?
Yes, we are more vain, which is good for me.
We're more vain now.
Yes, people are more vain now.
Go on.
They want to do everything that's in the book.
Yeah.
Everything. So sometimes I even have to be, you know, telling them that, okay, we don't need this one yet.
Yes.
Okay, I try and put brakes on it so that we're not just, because at the end of
Overloading the skin with all the things that they don't
if
probably...
anything goes wrong, they'll forget about the advice you gave them and they'll say, well, you should have known. Yeah, I've known.
Yeah, but it's, well, I mean, it's so funny. I have a friend who is a professional, well, a surgeon in the US, and she says to me, Joselyn, I just don't work on people just because I know I'm going to make money.
Exactly.
I counsel people. I let you know that, you know, are you sure you want to do this? You are 21. You want a mommy makeover. You haven't had any kids. Where are you going with the mommy makeover?
Exactly.
Because eventually you're going to have kids. So I'll counsel them, and just in 9 out of 10 times, people don't come back. Because it's like they realize quickly that it's more of an internal thing.
And sometimes it's peer pressure.
Yeah.
And what they see on social media.
Yeah.
You know, they've seen somebody who's done all this and then they want to be the same. But you're not them. You don't know their lifestyle. You don't know what they do for a living.
Yeah.
How much they earn. And, you know, all these things are not cheap.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's sometimes it goes beyond just the aesthetic. You know, like my friend Dr. Myla says, it goes beyond the aesthetic. And you even say that a lot. It is almost always what is inside, and you're projecting that, and you think that is a quick fix will fix it, you know. And now with all these injectables and Botox and fillers that are on the market, everybody feels like, okay, because my skin is looking a little, you know, dry, saggy, or I have deep laugh lines, let me fix it quickly with a filler. Whereas maybe you can do a PRP a few times before, you know, as you age, you know, I decide that, okay, that's what you want. It's a matter of choice.
even for yourself.
Exactly.
You've come in and you're thinking, oh, do you think I need it? I mean, we even had a video
And
where we were, like, I had the needle in my hand,
yeah,
ready to inject. No, you
don't need it. You see what I'm saying?
And then we quit.
Yeah.
And then what did we do? We did PRF
PRP.
under your eye.
PRF, yeah.
PRF under your eye.
Yeah.
Even PRF for your smile lines, we've done that.
Listen, I got the flack I got for it. Because people were like, you're injecting things in your body. And you see that the explanation, people didn't get the idea behind PRF and PRP.
It's your own body products. You come in, we take a sample of your own blood. How is it bad when you put your own blood back into your face? You know, so when it's spun in a centrifuge, the blood separates from the platelets.
Right.
And the platelets are what we use to put in your face.
Liquid gold.
All the good parts of your blood. Because the blood is what runs through the body.
Yeah.
Right now, if anybody gets any contamination with their blood, they get sick.
Yeah.
So it's your own good blood that we've taken. It's got all the proteins that renews the cells and rejuvenates your skin and gives it some fullness and freshness.
Yeah.
Thickens your skin.
It buys you some time.
Yes.
So that you don't need to do anything else, you know.
Even if let's say you are 40 or something and you're thinking of these things. I mean, for me, I can slow it down to, I'll tell you, oh, can we wait? I'm always doing that.
Yeah.
Like you said, your doctor friend said, it's not for the money.
Yeah.
People have come to me, they're ready to, and I said, no, we don't need that one.
Yeah.
Can we do this? And I'll offer you something probably even cheaper. Like way cheaper than what you're about to pay me.
Yeah.
Because I believe that at that time, that's what you need.
Yeah. And you know the saying that goes, you know, whatever you put inside is what actually projects on the outside.
Yeah, what you eat.
So exactly. So a lot of times, you know, it stems down from what you eat. You know, how you take care of yourself, you know, the amount of water you drink in a day, how, you know, I guess eating your vegetables, eating real food.
Is that
Like Eddie Abi would say, it's real food.
yes. I want you.
that guy.
I have a question. So something like glutathione, I know that people are always talking and it's not good. Glutathione is there to renew your cells, keep you younger, you know, slow down your skin to the aging state.
But I don't understand what you say, whatever you do.
Yeah, whatever you do, you age. What about you die? But will you stand on the road that car knock me because I'll die anyway?
Exactly.
You want to live as long as possible, right?
And you want to look good.
You also look good. So if you're eating your broccoli, your kale, your, you know, Brussels sprouts, those things will give you glutathione, it will give you vitamin C and all that. But not everybody has the time. Like something like vitamin C, our body doesn't produce that. You have to take it internally. So when people have seen you maybe receiving glutathione and vitamin C, you can never overdose on it.
Yeah.
Because your body needs it every day. That's why COVID came, we were told to take vitamin C every day. Why? Because your body doesn't produce it.
Yeah.
You get it from your oranges, you get it from your citrus stuff, but You can't overdose on it. So when we do an IV infusion, we put glutathione and vitamin C and maybe B12 and all that. They are things that your body already needs. And the volume is more the saline.
Yeah.
It's not all medication.
Oh, I remember that video.
It's not all medication.
I remember that video. People were like, "Hey, so you're putting all these things inside your body. No, it's not natural." And, I even have a friend who says to me, "Oh, it's a waste of time, all this vitamin infusion.
It's not true.
Things you're doing." And I'm thinking, okay, why do you think so? Because it's soluble vitamins, isn't it? It's like the liquid vitamin that you're putting inside.
So your body will take what it needs and it will throw the rest away.
Yeah.
You cannot overdose on it.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you've gone to a place where they've done things for you where your body is not ready for it and all that. Sometimes, we have a nurse.
Yeah.
And if you come in, we think that this person is not 100% well. We can send you to do a liver function test and all those things to make sure that you're okay before we do it. We'll take your blood pressure, she'll listen to your chest and everything to make sure that you haven't got any fluids already in your system so that, we don't overload you unnecessarily. So we make sure it's not like everybody walks in and then
they get a quick fix.
No. And sometimes maybe you just recovered from an ailment.
Yeah.
You're not feeling 100%. When you do these infusions, it actually makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Like cleanses your system, it re-energizes you, you sleep better, you eat well, because maybe there's the vitamin B complex in there.
Yeah.
So it gives you appetite, because maybe you're losing appetite, you can't eat, you're not sleeping. So it's all
good for you.
Yes.
Now let's go a bit into BBL and breast augmentation and all that just stuff. I remember growing up, there were all these horror stories of someone bursting their silicone or at the time they used something which was not very good for your body for the breast implants.
Yeah.
I forget the name, but I remember there were so many stories of somebody developing an infection from that. So it's evolved over the years when they're using saline. Again, like you said,
silicone implants.
For the silicone implants. Oh, right, the saline solution. So that even when it bursts, it goes into you, runs through you, and then, But, would you say that plastic surgery has come a long way? Now it's almost like an outpatient thing.
Yeah.
Back then you had to book ahead. You had to, the downtime was a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to see it and it was so far away from us.
Exactly.
But now it's like
the rich and famous were doing it. We didn't even understand what was happening.
Yeah.
And now in Ghana, you can get a lot of places. I think Kolibu does that now. And it's like people can enhance themselves because they want to. And it's okay.
Yeah.
As a woman, maybe you've gone through childbirth.
Oh, man. People think there's only women who are doing
Thank you. In fact, men are doing strange. Men are even doing things.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that. So if a woman has gone through childbirth, maybe she's had 5 children, maybe she had 2 children, and she feels the need to do something to make her happy. You should always make sure you're doing it for yourself. I mean, I'm not a surgeon, but I'm thinking that if you go and do this and you do it for somebody, for example, you're doing it for your friends.
For your boyfriend or for your husband.
Because your friends has nice figures, naturally.
Yeah.
And you don't.
Like me.
Exactly. Naturally. And then you're thinking, so I'm not like it. Maybe you have something that she doesn't have.
Exactly.
Don't be Gibbs. You don't have that.
Yeah.
But maybe you have something she doesn't have.
Yeah.
But, I feel like I've seen some crazy bodies out there. The body is a little bit out of proportion with the enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when people do it and it's way out of the norm, then it
looks,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for somebody who doesn't want to do injectables or not ready for Botox, for example, you can be doing the the PRP, microneedling with radio frequency, for example, because you're also a very busy person.
Yeah.
Okay. And the downtime is very short and it gives you loads of benefits.
Yeah.
Lots of benefits. So considering that it's 1 week tomorrow, you're already all made up already.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my skin is really nice and plump. And it feels almost like I've done something, but I haven't.
Well,
all I did was
it also
tightened. Yeah.
Because I know that some people want to be all natural. I have the option of doing the derma filler, but people will come in and say, I want to do PRP.
Yeah.
I want to do PRA.
Yeah.
And because I have the options, it's not like sometimes when you go to a place that doesn't have options, and you are forced to do the only thing on offer.
Oh, no, right.
When you have options, then you can, you know,
Yeah.
pick and choose,
Yeah.
and then what is best for you can be done.
So there's something for everyone.
Something for everyone. Even men.
Yeah.
You-
I know. I sometimes I come in and I see some men working out. I didn't. Oh, not to judge, but I'm thinking, oh wow, interesting. It's good that men are also taking their skincare.
Yeah,
Because even men, they find it so hard to even cream their body sometimes.
Yes.
You know, but for a man to be that sensitive enough to want to go to the spa to get a facial, get some extractions done,
Oh yeah, I'm in love for that because of the band.
and England hair.
Sometimes at the back of the head, sometimes on the chin, you know, private parts.
I men are doing laser as well.
What are doing laser? Because some people are bodybuilders and they want to be like cleanliness.
Yeah.
Underarm everywhere.
Yeah.
So, you know, we do laser for them.
Interesting.
Exactly. So when they can smear their body with oil, they look like
That.
Yeah.
Even a newborn that woman.
men are doing a lot. They buy products, they do everything. But, you know, because our place is very discreet. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and nobody even knows you're there. You come out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And obviously they'll do all these PRF, PRPs. And it's unisex, isn't it? It's not just for women.
No, it's for men and women. And even young adults. Because some people, genes again, they start getting the smile lines very early or their eyes are sunken. And these kind of treatments are safe for them because there's no preservative.
Yeah.
There's no
And it slows the process of even going more psychic.
Yes. Because as you get older, because it's already in your genes to have that, it becomes worse. But if you are trying to, you know, rejuvenate the area regularly, then you, and it also gives you confidence because you feel good.
It does. I mean, I feel good right now. Cheers to the skincare, the new skincare routines that have come to stay. So let's talk about vaginal rejuvenation. I mean, that's another thing that, you know, people even do do a spa for
The stain.
the little bits. You know, let's talk about that a little bit.
So vaginal rejuvenation is actually very necessary for the woman. Yes, and it's not about,
Much older women or
it can be for any mature ladies would have this because of menopause, for example. So when you go through menopause, you lose estrogen. Actually, not every woman suffers this, but most women do. When you lose estrogen, your vaginal walls becomes thinner, and so sex becomes uncomfortable. So the thinning of the vagina makes the skin there not as elastic as it used to be. So you get cuts with penetration and friction. Yes, and then it progresses to infection and all of that. So when you have a treatment like vaginal rejuvenation, what it does is that same thing we do on your face, for example, to build collagen.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happens in the vagina because you are trying to make the skin younger again. So this happens with older women, but also younger women can get that too. Some people like naturally don't get aroused easily. They don't get wet enough for penetration. When you do this type of things, it increases your sensitivity. There's more contact because when you do it and the area thickens, when they say vaginal tightening, some people call it that, your vagina is not going to get tight like...
we're not building back the women.
No.
Okay.
But the skin becomes thicker in the vagina. So when there's intercourse, there's contact for man and woman. You both feel each other fully. You know?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter about size of either party.
Right.
But because the area is now plumped up in the vagina, you get more sensation, you get heightened pleasure, you get a more intense orgasms and all of that.
Okay. And isn't it too invasive?
Not really, but
Invasive.
So treatment is very gentle, and actually that is not the only reason for vaginal rejuvenation. It's also for weak pelvic floor muscles, because some women are at the age where when they cough or sneeze or even jump or run, they leak urine. So when you have vaginal rejuvenation, you are strengthening the pelvic floor muscle.
How often do you have to do that as a woman?
It's usually a course of 3. space once a month. And once you finish that course and you're fine, you can do a maintenance treatment maybe in a year or 9 months, depending on how you use the equipment.
Okay. So you have to, do you need a doctor to tell you need that, or you can feel it yourself?
No, you would know.
So it's more cosmetic than prescribed.
Yes, you would know that. Okay, I don't feel a certain way anymore. Or I'm leaking urine when I cough. Or sex is not nice anymore.
Yeah.
Because you lose your libido goes low.
Yeah.
Once
So that actually helps you with
it
arousal.
makes you horny.
Oh, wow.
So have sex.
Okay.
Yes, maybe. So it is very important, but it's not talked about enough.
Yeah.
Women are so shy.
Yeah.
And I think that we also have to educate the men, because if your partner knows that you're going through this kind of thing, then he will not give you so much pressure when you're not ready.
Yes.
But women are afraid to share this with their husbands because they feel that if I did tell him that I'm not able to satisfy or be able,
Well, I don't feel like doing it.
then, you know.
You go outside.
Yes, but I mean, if you tell him and he understands and there's help, you can get this and you'll be free and you can run in the gym, you can laugh, you can have sex, you can be.
Yeah. And it's when it comes to your
infection.
Yeah.
I really enhances the relationship.
Yeah. Well,
Brings
closeness. Brings closeness indeed.
Yes, it does.
Drink up.